That's it. Jerry, we're going to have to get out and catch the show now.
Yeah, we keep saying that. We've been saying that since the last show.
So I guess there's no making it up. We've started.
Yes.
We started. You know, they say persistency pays off.
Hell yeah.
And I think it finally did.
Well,
persistently asking some friends of ours to get on the show. And after 99 episodes,
we finally got
they agreed to join us on the show. Welcome, Wise Choice Custom Meats.
Booyah.
Lynn, Caleb, and Josh.
Yeah.
Finally, we have you.
Thanks, guys.
We have you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Whose
guys.
phone's on?
Who's starting off with phone chimes?
Well, we didn't really know we had any friends, so.
We don't just spend
Well,
money
you
up there.
do.
So we don't spend so much money up there because the meat's good. I mean, we kind of like seeing y'all too.
I mean, we talk we talk to your friends. They tell us about you. And so there's a lot of talk about you behind your back.
Yeah.
That you may
It's all
not even know
good.
about.
Always has been.
It's
Yeah.
all it's all good talk.
Because y'all are too busy working.
Yeah, that's got to be a hard balance for y'all because people obviously consider you like family now, and you're like, okay, people, thanks for coming in, but we've got work to do. But there's like a nice bit of camaraderie going, a little fellowship that goes on in the meat market. It's not just about buying the meat,
No.
Yeah.
which it is quality meat, by the way.
I go in there and sit down every once in a while and yak.
Yeah, like talk, not yak. You don't want
No,
to do that in the
no,
meat market.
not in the meat market,
Don't
but-
actually yak.
Yeah.
Do y'all have yak? I mean,
Well, somebody
yeah.
might. Somebody might.
Is that a meat you have?
That's why we have Patty in there.
the social face of the business.
Lynn's got a big adventure he just went through, so we're gonna have to bite into that. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Or actually, pun intended.
Fun.
Hey, welcome, guys. Glad to have y'all here. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? We'll go in order of seniority. So,
Well, first of all, it's like our 200th episode. or
100th.
Yeah.
100th
100.
episode. It is our centennial
Yeah.
episode. All the haters and all the naysayers. Here we
Yeah.
are.
I think
Still
We're
alive.
still here.
and most of those naysayers were us.
Yeah,
That's
it was
true.
us.
We're like
Okay,
we're not
that's
getting
valid.
past 20 episodes.
We're going to end up in jail. The FBI is going to fly in with helicopters
Shut
and
us
escort us
down.
out. And no, we're still here.
Yeah. No. Okay. Back to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So from your dialect,
Yeah.
you would
Start
never
from when
guess
you
that
were
you're
born.
from Decatur.
Strictly. Born and raised.
Yeah. I knew it.
You just you spent some time in the Northern Territories or something and picked up that accent and it just stuck.
It just-
Surely,
in
It
a
stuck.
heartbeat.
Picked it up from some movies.
Yeah. Been watching those movies.
I like the way those people talk.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
It was it was
Oh,
kind
I
of
heard
a
it.
it was
I
kind
heard
of
it
a
in there, yeah.
pseudo line from Sling Blade. I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk. So talk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Go tell us your story, where you came from, all that jazz.
we came from upstate New York. Made a big move down here. Kids moved there. Travis, Josh. I like to tell the story that the women were sitting around the table drinking a few drinks, and we ended up with a meat shop.
Okay.
All right, so but it's not the way.
That's not the truth.
That's not the truth.
That's unfortunate. That's not the truth, but that would make a good story.
So
I can see that.
from
I want
up
the
north,
truth.
yeah. So from up north, how did you find Decatur?
Travis married a girl from Chico.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Dion.
Dion.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure
That's
enough.
Travis's
We played
fault.
softball with her back
We
in the
did,
day.
yeah.
Yep. He married her.
How in the world did they meet?
I bought a house in Granbury. Patty and I bought a house in Granbury.
Yeah.
And the real estate agent, Travis and I were following Patty and the real estate agent to the house. I said to Travis, your mother is finding you a wife. And he laughed.
Like what normal man wouldn't laugh? Excuse me.
And it wasn't only a little while later she introduced the two, and they kind of went out, and it went from there.
And they're married.
And they're married.
Yeah.
Been
Wow.
married about 13, 14 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
That's a
Wow.
Disney movie.
So before you knew it, the whole family was moving down.
Yeah, Kiana moved first. She came down. She was in the hotel business. She got a job in the hotel business down here. Stayed with Travis in Fort Worth for a while, and Then the next move was
What?
Josh and his family.
Okay, so what did they do to convince you to move here?
They took the grandchildren away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was by force. It was by force. Yeah. They didn't warn you about summers, I'm sure. Like,
Never
July
really
and
knew
August.
much about this part of the country, to tell you
Okay.
the truth. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Would you rethink it now?
No.
It's like it's hot as hell
No,
here.
it is warm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still in
And
October and it's
and
95.
I'll tell you
today.
what, it's a lot warmer than where I was a couple of weeks ago, and I've been sweating since I got back.
Well, it's going to cool down next week, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Right? Supposedly. Unless another hurricane comes through and blows that northern back up the other direction.
Nah, that's not happening.
You know, hurricanes. Well, we don't want to talk about those right now.
Too soon.
So follow the grandkids down.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And started the meat market. Just Decatur. I don't know how we ended up there. Do you, Josh? Really? We just kind of.
You were talking one day about where do you go get a good steak, and we kept saying we usually just drive down to like Del Frisco's or something in Fort Worth, and it wasn't where do you go out for a steak? It was where do you go get good meat?
To make your steak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
so you
come
can
home with.
Bring it home and cook
Right.
the damn thing.
And I was like, we eat a ton of chicken.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
What else do you do? Otherwise,
That's
I mean,
a shame.
before you guys, it was Central Market. Like that was the answer. If you wanted a quality cut of meat, you had to go to a Central Market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that out of the blue? You just started a meat market out of the blue, or do y'all have like in your genes?
Well, Travis had the ranch and Josh out there, and the purpose was we were going to raise our own beef and run it through the market there and sustain the ranch
That
through
way.
that,
Yeah.
through that way. Cut the middleman out.
Yeah.
And control the price. point.
That's every cattle producer's dream.
Yep.
Not easy to accomplish.
Very not.
Not easy.
Not at all. No.
We can touch on that as we go on about the big four that everybody's always talking about, the industrial end of processing and slaughtering. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with that for sure. But
yeah,
we're
no pun intended.
We're gonna stay on task here. Damn it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Good luck.
So you're talking like over a decade ago.
Yeah,
8 years.
8 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we've been ready.
That's just wild. It doesn't feel like that long.
And
but
it really hasn't, and a lot has happened in 8 years. You
Yeah.
know, really, when you think about it, and it's a short period of time.
And the one that set it all in motion. Well, you technically did since you bought the house in Granbury, but the son that set it all in motion is not even here anymore. He's up in Oklahoma, right?
Right, yep.
What in the world is he doing up there?
He is ranching as well up there,
Okay.
and still working with his company. He was
Okay,
regional director or some.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen Travis in forever.
Yeah.
Still bald?
Still bald.
Okay.
he didn't find some Rogaine.
I didn't know. Well, it may have been
Okay.
that Decatur water.
I
You
get
never
it.
know.
I mean, I get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. Thankfully, I'm one with my hair so far. Still have it. I'm gonna hold on as long as I can.
That's right. You got it.
Man, so I'm always one trying to find commonality in stories, but so is there commonality? Because it seems like all of New York is moving to Texas right now.
It seems like everybody in the United States is moving down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, it's
not
not
New
just
York.
New York.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, we see people from all over the place.
Yeah.
New people coming here that are, from
There's
all
something
parts
about
of the country.
those folks from up north. Like I married, somebody from up
That's
there
true.
too. Not as far north as New York.
New
but,
Jersey.
she still don't talk like us.
No, that's true.
Still says ma'am.
Yeah. So you were buying a place in Grand Prairie.
Granbury.
Barry.
Granbury. Okay. Also around Fort Worth. Why Granbury?
We wanted to be on a lake, and it was supposed to be a retirement home.
It's
Yeah.
a nice lake too.
We were going to do
Yeah.
our business down there.
Okay.
We were going to do our meat shop there, and it just somehow we kept coming back to Decatur. It just happened to be, and when something comes around where it keeps hitting you in the teeth. it's,
Yeah.
Hey, wake up and
Asian wisdom like dictates. Say sometimes you pay attention to these things,
Right.
and y'all did.
Yeah.
And 8 years later,
And we thank you for it.
yeah, we
Yeah.
thank you for it. Our waistlines also are a testament to some of the things that we're bringing home.
They'd be bigger if they weren't here.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so there is some notoriety to that. Like what you're putting out at your store is like really good, wholesome food. It's not garbage, but
We can get into that.
Like
We'll
I can
get
eat
into that
eat a
later.
lot of steak, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of like medical questions to ask.
Oh,
but
okay.
we'll broach that subject.
Okay. Do y'all want any whiskey or anything to get going?
Nope.
Okay. Caleb, are you 21? Not yet.
Okay, sorry, bro.
Yep.
Damn.
You're on air, so there's,
Yeah, on
there's
air.
evidence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't have any now.
You can have some of that water right there.
His guardians are here, so if they say he can have some,
Oh
he
yeah,
can
it
have
is the
some.
state
Well,
of
that's
Texas.
true. Technically,
It
that's
is.
Texas
says
law,
that's
right?
Right. Yep.
If you want to give your daughter, your sub
6-year-old
21,
daughter,
yeah, a drink of whiskey
you can.
in a restaurant, you actually can.
If it's up to the restaurant, it's up to the establishment.
Really?
So they might get weird
Okay.
about it.
They might kick you out.
Oh,
Yeah, so they still have the right to do that. Like so, for instance,
even just for asking?
no, but they'll tell you sure,
It's like they witness you like,
or
feeding.
they
okay.
can say it's the same thing with like the gun thing.
Ah,
You know,
yeah.
each person,
They can just-
they can just say, hey, we don't want them.
Okay.
They can tell you you're not doing. You can.
Yeah.
You're just not doing it here.
Which I guess I can respect that. It's
Yeah.
like freedom of business.
Yeah, it's your business.
So
you don't
are-
want a 6-year-old drinking whiskey in your business. I mean,
Yeah.
Are concealed guns allowed in Wise Choice Custom Meats?
Of course.
Can you come in packing?
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing about concealed.
I mean, I don't want to speak for you guys.
You
My
don't.
guess is, yeah,
we
probably.
do. Yeah, we do a lot.
Y'all see them from time to time.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
it might lead to a conversation.
it does.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Like,
not,
what's on your hip?
but not to, to make anybody disregard it, but it's just, part of it. You see it.
Oh yeah.
And it's the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's our right and our freedom. I believe in it.
That's right. That's the way it should be.
So, okay, so what do you do? It's like when I think of Wise Choice Custom Meat, obviously I get a certain idea of like the role you're fulfilling for the community, and obviously, I mean, I'm not saying anything new. We've talked about you guys on air, but my mind goes to like the culinary aspects of providing a decent meat, which is the basis of all meals, right? But is that different than the role that y'all see for the community, or
What do you think, Jeff?
that's a tough question, man.
Yeah,
Tough
man,
question.
that's pretty
yeah,
tough.
That's a dog question for
we're
you.
digging right
Good luck.
off.
I mean,
We got to lift that mic up to your face.
up.
Yeah. Talk towards it, not on top of it.
Oh, like down here.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
gotcha.
There you go.
Now you sound
There
very
you
good.
go.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay,
I think it's a way to bring food and quality to people that want it,
Yeah.
and then in return, it also gives us a chance to help out the community.
Yeah.
In many more ways than just, serving food to the consumer, with all sorts of different stuff. It allows us to sponsor the sports kids and, the rodeo kids and, just little different stuff like that.
You're now ingrained in your community.
Yeah, that, like, for me, I never knew that it impacted that much until you go someplace and, you're standing in a crowd at a ball game and somebody stands up and they're like, oh, hey, there's our meat man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sponsoring our grandkids and, this, that, and the other thing like that. So I think it's kind of a little bit of both, with.
it's not just about the product; it's about the participation.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing that I feel is, we've kind of strayed from the family meal,
Well, that's a valid point. Yeah,
and if a family comes in and buys 5 steaks from us, on a Friday night, and they go home and have one family meal together, that's one more than they actually had before.
Yeah.
that's yeah.
So I think food is kind of the basis of, family, community. There's not much that you see out there where food isn't involved with it.
Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, if you look up there, that's our notes. And that's why one of the questions we want to parse is, why the butcher shop is different than the big box store, but in very important ways, it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you talk to our customers, you'll hear more than from 1 or 2 people that, it's more than just a place to buy quality products. You know, it's a place when people are having a bad day, they come in and say hi, and
look at all that meat.
you know,
I get it. I
You
get
can't
it.
walk in and see the
Yeah.
shelf there and go, man, life sucks.
yeah,
Right.
You know, and
It's like it's this beefy red. Like I can see the image in my mind. It's just glorious.
and it's more to us too
Yeah.
than just a business.
Yeah.
You know, like it would be like one of you guys going off and not seeing for 3 weeks. Somebody would be calling and being like, "Hey, where are you? Like, are you alive? Should we be checking the obituaries? Like, what's going on here?" You know, it's more than just selling product to us.
Yeah. It's evident. Like
Like you worked with us for a couple days. You see what
that's
Yeah,
right.
it's literal work. It's really difficult, not easy work, but
That's
it's
why
also,
he only made it 2 days. 'Cause he's like, oh shit, this is fucking work.
But it is also like, I don't know, 60% of it is engaging with your customers and your community, and like you have a meat church.
I don't think I ever
Ooh,
asked
you can't
why
say
you
that
actually.
word.
It's trademark.
Okay,
It's
it is.
trademark.
It is
Trademark.
trademark.
We're gonna get canceled.
What a brilliant term, though.
But yeah, you have a communal place where people come in and feel like part of the family, and part of the community.
Around food, no doubt.
Yeah, around food and around like good food, quality.
And our
Yeah.
help is like family too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got people that work for us that are really good, and they they do the best. And every Saturday afternoon when we get done, we sit down. We have a 10-minute church service.
Nice.
And thank everybody, and off we go for the next
How
one.
many employees do you have now?
6.
Yeah, yeah.
Family counts. Family counts.
I mean, do that, but they're not
Yep.
employed. I mean, I don't know. All the employees are family, right? So
For the
Yeah.
most, like, even if they're not, they are.
yeah,
You know, like, they could call me right now in the middle of this and, hey, my car's broke down on the side of the road. Can I get a ride?
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go, guys. Sorry.
yeah.
Well, for this
You know.
instance, we'll call family members or employees with the same DNA flowing through their bodies. So,
Every one of them works in the shop at some point,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
and they know that Saturday they should be there.
Yeah. Saturdays are the slammed
Shop day.
Slammed Saturdays. I don't remember. It was a weekday, I think. Whenever I worked, I don't think I worked a weekend, did I?
I don't think I ever asked why you actually did that.
I wanted to know what it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Okay.
be part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He come in and said, "Hey, I want to see what this
See what this is all about,
see
here,
tomorrow.
guys.
See tomorrow morning." I said.
Everybody should though. Like everybody should meet the butcher, pun intended, and also ask and inquire. Like, could I come volunteer here? Could I intern here? Just everybody
Yeah.
should know about processing food, the respect, the responsibility, and also the other end of it, the sales end, like how to work with people and give good information to people too.
So you go turn your name in at the local butcher shop.
I'm sure they would appreciate it. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
Or would they?
Or it's like,
Or did
we
they
gotta-
tell
we've
you to
gotta
leave
tell
after 2
somebody
days?
else?
You
Yeah.
probably just started.
I've gotta
hell
coach somebody
for 'em,
else.
'cause They're gonna.
It's like
they're
they're
gonna
like,
have-
listen, dude,
They're gonna have.
Volunteers not wanted.
Yeah.
we love you, but you really just got to leave our shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have 14, 17-year-olds up there. Hey, Whiskey Bro said we could get an internship here.
That's basically why we don't sell any beer there. It's because we don't figure anybody would ever
Nobody.
go home.
Well, I think I've told y'all that is if you would get whiskey there, I would never have to shop anywhere else.
Yeah, you have barbecue and fire pits out back, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're right. And you have a restroom. And if so, if you had beer and whiskey, yeah, there's no reason
Yeah,
to
I
go
would
home.
never go anywhere else either. It'd
My
be
wife
great.
of 5 years and a 1.5-year-old child would not appreciate that. Like, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
going to stay at the meat market tonight again. Sorry, babe. Sorry. business.
Yeah.
I got these. They're slammed. I got to
Volunteering, babe. I'm volunteering.
So you make it easy. It's like there's an easy message here, and it's like you just need to go in and look at all that meat.
You gotta like rearrange your mentality though, and we all have, but rearrange your mentality to look inward towards your community and go local first, and then
Okay, that's
then
valid.
start making those.
Okay.
And so like that broaches the question: how did COVID affect y'all?
Oh.
Was it a boon? Was it a big benefit?
Or was it just stupid?
It was a ton of work. I
Yeah.
know that. especially the first month,
Yeah, it was 16, 18-hour days the first month,
because we only had 5 guys working there.
Okay.
And you could only have, by regulation, so many people working in the space and
Okay.
all that yada yada. Whatever.
Fire marshal stuff.
Whatever.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, and it was, it was two different phones that we would have to change throughout the day
Wow.
because the batteries would die out of them from all the phone calls and the orders and,
Yeah.
people
People were no longer coming in; they were just calling you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the hardest part was not selling the meat; it was getting like your suppliers to
Get
supply
it,
you.
right. Yeah, and we do a lot of business with Benny Keith out of Fort Worth, and we sold a ton of stuff for them.
Yeah.
And they did
Basically at that time we had to take whatever was given to you,
Mm-hmm.
and they just and you worked with it because that's what you could get.
Yep.
Heart Brands, they're still associated with you, right?
Yes.
Yep.
We've consumed a lot of their product, and
Mm-hmm.
that's some quality beef. They're located their farm is in Texas, correct?
Platonia.
Okay. Okay.
Which is like
east,
Austin?
East of Austin.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The rolling hills.
It's beautiful.
Oh, that's some good steak too.
Seen,
I mean,
seen it.
All their stuff is good, but everything on the
Yeah.
shelf is good. Now, like you have,
golly.
you're faced with a conundrum when you walk into Wise Choice Custom Meats because the options are bountiful.
Yes.
Like, how much would you not want to spend, or how much would you like to spend?
So what was and speaking of the bountiful, what was your mindset on that? Because when you guys first started, y'all didn't have anywhere near the amount of stuff that you have. Like what I'm talking about is the ready to grill stuff or the ready to.
We had 2 8-wood cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we
Yeah.
started. If you
So
remember.
was-
you guys were all in there when we.
Oh yeah.
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 So we had them 2 short cases on the corners and maybe a shelf or 2 on the wall. And
Yeah.
that was basically it. We went from there.
It
So
took me
wh-
a minute to warm up. I remember in the early days, it was Justin West that was talking up the meat market. And I'm like, I hear these guys are Yankees. I don't know.
Man, that was the toughest hill to climb right there, and that's the God's honest truth.
People walking in like, how are you? And they're like, you ain't from around here, are you? But here we are 8 years later, and
Yeah.
friends and customers for life.
But where I was going with my question was that always a mindset where y'all wanted to go to get this, or was this just kind of, hey, this? How did it come along to get to where it is now, basically?
I mean, with like all the finger food stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Thinking and drinking.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
A ton of
This is where this came from.
it was a
Not much thinking, more drinking though. But
They make a whole lot more money than we do.
A lot of talking. Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of boredom when we first started
Yeah.
because we were new. We were from out of town.
We
And-
thought a $300 day was a boom
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
Wow.
so.
for a year and a half. But,
Yeah.
well, for 3 years, we never took a paycheck.
yeah.
That's, yeah.
That's a business.
It's a
Yeah.
bona fide
But
business for sure.
we went into it with the mindset that we were going to make it work, and
Yeah.
that's the way you make it work.
Yeah.
Josh carried a second job. Travis was working
Mm-hmm.
a second job, and I mainly just
Yeah, at that point, it was like,
The wives were working.
oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a full family effort to keep this thing to get this to where it is today.
My wife
Yeah.
stayed in New York for a year and a half before we even.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I traveled back and forth. Like,
I mean, you get on your feet, things are trucking and moving, and then COVID happens, and then it's just like,
oh,
yeah,
Explode.
and you don't know how to handle it because none of us knew what it was about.
yeah.
And we, you in,
Oh,
in
sure.
the medical profession, you had really no idea what was going
It's
on.
true. Absolutely. We've
And
talked
we were
about it.
all in the same boat.
Yeah.
We just kind of went with the flow with it.
Yeah.
And y'all were here for Snowmageddon too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Where everything froze? Because I remember you were telling me when because y'all had a big pipe freeze or something.
It was up in the attic, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was like, we moved from north to down here to Texas to get away from this.
Fucking
is
week
what
of
we-
snow and ice
this is
and
what we
5
come
degrees. I could use some of that right now.
Yeah, right.
I'll take some of that.
Ah, don't ask for it.
Yeah.
That's
I know it wasn't funny for y'all, but I thought it was kind of hilarious.
yeah. The gods will serve it to you on a platter.
Yeah.
And you'll regret it.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Uh-oh.
Still thinking about meat.
Oh, yeah. It'll do it to you.
But then, like, we didn't even know or somebody did. I did not know you had a
Full-blown
bomb-ass
website.
that I just am seeing for the first time now.
Actually, all of us.
Yeah, we got on and scrolled through a little bit of the myths. Nice website.
Yeah,
we didn't even know you had one.
Us either.
Who?
This is new.
This is our first time too.
Like that's really impressive. Who's
With
running
online
this?
ordering, I did not see that.
Caleb
Yeah.
or Josh?
Josh.
Okay,
Yeah, that's nice.
Josh did a lot of that.
that's amazing. And so, okay, you don't even have to live in Wise County because you can go to your menu and literally order and have it sent to your door. Is that really?
Or is it pickup store?
Little bit of both. We've got some elderly people that can't get out
Yep.
that will call in and order, and we have absolutely no problem running it out to their house. But the main majority of the call-in orders are for pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm hearing like a business opportunity for Whiskey Bros Red Meat Delivery in the works here, maybe.
It's not profitable. It's like you should not be
We're
thinking
show up
about
to the
that.
house like,
Yeah.
here's a little piece of steak left. We might have
Yeah.
stopped to cook most of it on the way.
I'll kill that business plan right here. It's what I do like to see is you have some of the non-traditional, and we've talked about a few of these cuts lately, cuts on there, and cuts that you've recommended to us, like the picanha, for instance. Which
Nope, he
we
did
shouldn't
not.
talk about
Nope,
that.
shut up. Nobody
Okay.
said anything
Should
about
not
that.
talk about picanha. That's not even a real thing. It's a word.
Yeah.
Crappy cut of meat.
Talk about the
never
arm. Talk about the
buy
arm roast.
picanha.
Yeah.
Fried tip.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomahawk. Those are household names.
Yeah. We'll
Picanha's
talk
a
about the
word you
other
made
stuff.
up.
Just leave it. Tri-tip,
But it
never
worked.
won it.
It worked.
It did work.
But of course, we're going to roll right into the beef and red meat. But there are other. You can get pork and sausages and chicken. And,
Seafood. Seafood. and-
Seafood.
Yeah,
yep.
seafood. So y'all are flying in like fresh seafood from the Gulf. Or,
Yep.
But not right now.
well, yeah, those flights are a little tricky.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
seafood
Gulf's
the
a little
seafood's still
tricky.
flying, but just not.
Be out there with nets.
Hey, I
You
did,
did
it
not.
Did just,
That was sick,
yeah.
dude.
It
Too
did just
soon.
come
Too soon,
across.
bro.
It hit land, but it's now down to a 3. So
We're canceled.
it's not
Okay.
not as bad as
We're
it was.
canceled.
But
I hope it's a 1.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't,
Deli is coming soon because I clicked on that out of curiosity. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, we give it a whirl and it just didn't catch. So we
Yeah.
just-
yeah.
That's astonishing.
Yeah, because
though,
y'all, I was fixing to say, y'all used to cut it, right? The
Yeah,
actual meat
we
there?
still do, but we carry just kind of more of the staples,
Right.
ham, turkey,
yeah,
cheese.
and the cheeses.
I don't know where y'all get that
Bacon.
cheese, but it's amazing.
bacon.
Bacon, yeah.
I
It
think,
is
he, I think he
amazing
wants you to
cheese.
say something, Caleb.
What do you want me to say?
Introduce yourself,
Yeah.
bro.
Tell us who you are. Where do you come from? What's your pedigree?
You got to talk into that mic,
Into the
man.
mic,
yeah,
yeah.
get up in
Let me
there.
rotate it this way.
Just let
you
it touch your chin.
Do I need the
yeah, no,
headset
you're
or
good.
am I
No,
good?
you're good.
If you can hear us and hear
Yeah, I
yourself,
can
you're
hear
okay.
you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm good. I don't need that. So I'm Caleb. Would be the 4th generation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was born in upstate as well. I don't really remember most of it. I'm more Texified than these two.
I hear a
I
little
mean,
more
you hear it.
drawl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear a little more
Yeah.
drawl in your accent.
I went through school down here, graduated from Chico. I was going to end up going to college and play a little ball and stuff, but I decided to stick and do the family business. I wasn't really, into it like how he was.
Yeah.
He's kind of into it, not so much. Me and him kind of like the construction world a little more than the
Sure.
meat world, but he loves it. And I, started working on weekends and stuff, and then I ended up just coming in full time, and then now I get to be with them all day.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's all I could ask for. So
Yeah, you're obviously gonna
Yeah.
butt heads working with family.
Yeah, that's my
that's not
question.
easy.
What's the hardest part of
it's no
your
easy
job?
task.
Dealing with
probably
them
the
too.
Do you want me to answer that?
the old man.
I can answer that one for him.
I think
Yeah, I got
He's-
you.
he's
Staying
getting-
off that phone.
He's getting to
Oh.
that point where he's becoming an actual real man,
Yeah.
and we're just in a weird limbo because I still look at him as that 8-9-year-old kid that I'm
yeah.
raising.
Yeah.
So we'll get into something and and it's me mostly that I've got to listen to what he's saying and not how he's saying it to me, because he'll say some stuff and I'll be like, hey, remember who you're talking to here. Like,
Yeah.
we can step out the back door.
Yeah, I hear that about once a week.
Oh yeah.
I can still whip your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
You
know
know,
it.
there's a 2x4 that lays out there someplace to even the score up. Like,
But
That's
so
great.
does that trickle ever down? Does he tell you the same thing?
me and Dad.
Does he tell you there's a 2 before outside if you keep talking to me like that?
Think
No,
about
it-
it. Think about
Not
it. Back
really.
in the
Nah,
day.
man. When
he
I
just
was,
has like this physique. You just know, like,
yeah,
just-
it's that
just go
mafia
do
look.
some
Oh,
He
shit,
just
yeah.
gets this
you know?
look like,
Yeah.
Go
You're
package
like,
some hamburgers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in the back.
Just that
now.
cold stare, like, okay, try me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. I'm
Yeah.
calm now.
I learned my lesson when I was 16. So
Yeah.
when he gets that look, it just
Time to take a
just
go for a walk.
just bow out gracefully and be like, I'm getting out of here.
It's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a really freaking cool privilege to have like 3 generations of
Oh,
you
yeah.
working together. Even though you do butt heads, sometimes the reward is like monumental. Like there's a lot of people won't understand it, but those that do understand that it's a very rewarding thing and memories that you get to keep for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I mean, for the few times we butt heads, there's 100 laughs and memories
Yeah.
that are,
Oh, yeah.
you know, we can't even remember what we butt heads at over 10 minutes later.
Kind of like marriage. Yeah.
Yep. Just like marriage.
Same
You know,
Yeah.
Yep. But even the button head part, you'll remember that one day. Man, you remember that one time?
I'm turning on the AC.
Are you getting hot, big boy? Yeah. So it's awesome. And when we were talking about the shop being family, like I've been here for 44 years, and it's the only business that I can think of that has came here that has got to that community of family that I've ever seen in this town. I mean, it's really blown my mind how just like I said, I go there sometimes to buy chicken nuggets for my kids, and then we end up sitting there talking, and I mean it's just go to buy chicken nuggets for my kids.
I mean, they're like homemade chicken
Yeah,
nuggets.
they're good chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Where the hell is a nugget on a chicken?
I don't know where they are, but you guys
You're
have
the
found
butcher.
them.
You tell us.
You tell us.
I'm astonished to hear he's buying chicken nuggets in the meat market.
Well, just wait. When your kid gets old enough to tell you she
Yeah,
wants
you
chicken
will
nuggets,
too.
you're going to be doing the same damn thing.
I'm going to lock her in.
No,
a
you're
room
not.
until she
You're gonna
changes
go.
her mind.
You're gonna go. Okay, baby girl, let me go get some chicken nuggets.
They are effective.
Uh-huh,
They
yeah.
do have their place.
And they're great up there too. I mean, they have the best chicken nuggets.
Okay, so I got a tough question. Do y'all ever get sick of meat? It's
That's
like
not-
what is the meat market guy? What do they eat when they go home?
I'm gonna guess meat,
pasta.
pasta.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I got that's a shift.
Yeah.
I did not think of that one.
Yeah, your pedigree is Italian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I remember we had y'all over for dinner, and Sarah and I were discussing. We're like, do we feed them steak? What do we feed them? And I think Sarah finally talked with Patty. She's like, we're making lasagna. Okay.
oh,
That means you're making lasagna.
Do y'all,
I'm
do
just
y'all,
gonna
do
hang
y'all
out and
make
drink
your
and
own
eat with
pasta?
them.
Now I'm working on that.
You working on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
because you're a culinary guy. You went to culinary school.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You
I did.
Well, it's not anything to be ashamed of.
Yeah. Don't be ashamed of that.
Yeah. Man, it was great. I mean, it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
It-
Okay.
It's true. Like a
I
hustle.
gotcha.
It's a whole different
It
hustle.
really
A bit
is.
of an abuse.
You know, when
Yeah.
you're 21, 22 years old and you can go to work at 4, work till 11,
Yeah.
go to the bar afterwards,
Yeah.
and not have to be up till 3, it's like the perfect career.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that. And then it just kind of got old to me. You know, it really did. Like the whole, you know, you're cooking for people that aren't culinary. So, you know,
Yeah.
their medium rare isn't actually culinary medium rare. And they're sending it back saying it's dog food and this
So you're
and
playing that game constantly.
Yeah. And it just, you
Yeah.
know, it just wears after a while. You
And
know,
it's an overall just rough lifestyle too. Like
yeah, I mean the business is tough in it. You know, it's long hours. It's on your feet. It's, you know, it's basically the same thing we're doing, except for if it gets overcooked, it's on you guys.
It's on us.
You know,
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And perhaps like you get a decent full night's sleep with the family butcher business versus being a chef
Sometimes.
in a small
yeah.
kitchen
Sometimes, I mean, it's running your own business.
Yeah.
You know, you can never.
When you're running your own business, you're thinking about it all the while.
There's always something
Oh,
else
yeah.
to go
And
over.
it's
You're
all-
never off.
No, you're never off.
And
Yeah.
you know, you started out on your own. And
Oh, yeah.
that was a hell of an undertaking. right?
Yeah, even though you go home, you don't really go home.
No, you
No.
don't.
You're
you
out
know,
constantly gaming
Right.
Yep.
the whole time. Yeah.
What can we do better? I mean,
Sure.
we've got a new product that we named Oink Moose.
I saw those the other day.
I had, what is this?
So-
Oink moose.
Yes, so
Okay.
it's pulled pork wrapped in a tablita.
What?
Dang.
I
it.
mean,
how
how
can
can
you-
you go wrong with
yeah,
that?
how can you not
Can
instantly
I,
like that?
can I go ahead and give you my credit card? Oh, shit. God.
I'm not joking you.
Dropped in a bucket of pork and beans.
3:30
Oh, my God.
3:30 in the morning, I wake up out of a dead sleep, and I'm one of those people that I have to get it. Yeah, I have to get it out. So my poor wife is the only one that's gonna actually wake up, and I'm like, Nicole,
Babe, check this out.
Oink, oink, booze.
listen to this idea. And she's like, you're kidding me right now. And I'm like, no, just hear me out, or I'm not gonna go back to sleep.
Oh my gosh, it does sound amazing.
You do not have oink moves on your finger foods menu.
That's what are they? 2 weeks old?
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
So-
roughly.
Gonna need
So
to
you
get that
can't say
updated.
culinary school hasn't served you well
No, it's certainly.
because you're coming up with greatness.
Yeah, I love food
Yeah.
because you can do so much with it with so little.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you can change the whole taste profile of something with a touch of one different seasoning.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's basically a science experiment every time you try something new.
Yeah, it's valid, and you make a valid point because sometimes I get negative in my thinking, and I feel like I've just been like rabbit holed into, believe it or not, I'm going to say this, but steak, for instance. I think you can just throw the meat on the grill and eat the meat, but it's not true because there's hundreds of different things that you can do with that cut of meat. You're only limited by your creativity.
Yeah.
And so
Right, because we've literally cooked a steak 47 different ways.
I think
Sure.
with steak, we finally come to the conclusion that like less is more. Salt, pepper, and a hot freaking pan.
but in the end it's a slab of meat
Well, you say that, but
over
when
high
we,
heat.
yes, but when we get the sous vides out, I still think that's the best
The
steak
cat's
that we.
meow.
Yeah, but you
I think-
okay? All right. If we're gonna have this discussion,
We are
Let's
because
get
we
in
got
the
a
weeds.
culinary guy.
Yeah,
but if
Yeah.
you're gonna sous vide a steak, you have to have a steak thick enough for sous vide.
Absolutely. Whiskey bro thick.
to make it worth your while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go to Wise Choice Custom Eats,
Ask
2
for
inch
the
minimum.
Whiskey Bro thickness?
Whiskey Bro thick.
yeah,
Yeah,
It doesn't
2
have to do.
$2.25.
It doesn't have to do with 2
officially, it's
inches of anything
2.25.
else or
Yeah.
anything like that. But that was a joke.
I'm just saying.
Somebody catch on to that, please.
2 1/4.
2 1/4.
3 inches on a good day, okay?
Yeah, 3 inches if it's August.
I just got it.
Wow, wow.
But yeah, so I think that's true. Less is more, but because that's literally all we do now is
Or you can go. Sky's the limit. You can doll it up, dress
Yeah.
it up, and wow people too. But
still good.
So
How do y'all cook y'all steak?
that's my question.
Hot and fast.
Hot
Yeah.
and fast.
Yeah.
what
I
about
mean,
if it's
Barbecued, it don't
Whiskey
matter.
Bro thick.
It don't matter how thick it is.
As long as
Okay.
it's not mooing, I'm good.
Yep.
yeah? Now, what is mooing
Yeah.
to you? Like blue rare?
Basically, if it quit twitching, I'm solid.
So if the fat is all like rendered, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warm in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's where I kind of draw the line. And as long as the inside of it's
Yeah.
warm through, I'm cool with it.
I think we
Yeah.
kind of found our limit one time. You weren't there, but we bought some steaks from y'all, and we did them out here in Savage Shack, and they were not cooked. And we were like,
You guys were cooked.
Maybe. that might have been what happened.
but we didn't stop eating them.
No, we ate them.
We
But
were
we were like,
Maybe next time we'll leave them on a little bit
Yeah, we
longer.
might,
A little chewy.
Might cook them a little longer next time.
They're a little beyond blue rare.
Yeah.
See, but at that point, you just commit. It's like you would not
Oh,
go
we
throw
did.
that thing back on the fire.
No.
No.
No, we did. We committed.
How did butchering enter the fray? I know you said it would be nice if the ladies were sitting around drinking. Is this a family trade from way back, or is this
Patty's, how do I explain? Her dad was a butcher,
okay?
okay? I was running a dairy farm in New York.
Okay.
Got out of the dairy business. Her brother was running a small grocery store in town. He knew that I was done with the farm, and the next day they had come and said something to me about going to work for him, and been in the business ever since, really.
Okay.
Yep.
And you brought that here.
Brought that here. Yeah, I worked for a couple big chains up north, helped them set shops up, yada yada.
So how long has that been? How long you been doing it?
Oh, 30 odd years.
Nice.
Probably, no, yeah.
But weren't you, when you first got started here, you were, I believe I remember you saying you were like, my boys are going to take it over and I'm going to retire. Like were you there? Were you ready to retire?
I was retired.
Okay.
Yep. And we.
What are you shaking your head over there for?
It's the face. It's the face of the business.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Don't retire.
Well,
Yeah.
he could technically retire, and that, but you can't ever leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the deal was Patty had a business at home there
Oh.
where we took care of many mentally challenged people in her home.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So she was in that business for 40 years.
Was that her? Was that she's just talking about you, or
Well, I was one of them.
you?
Those are people.
But she didn't get paid.
that
by
was
me.
just marriage.
But I get it. I get not retiring because I could just see it in you. Okay, so it's like there's not going to be a day you don't go to the shop, and there's not going to be a day you go to the shop, and that you're not seeing how somebody's doing something incorrectly. That you're not going to step in and be like, okay, no, this is how you do it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm basically in the shop. My best move basically was
Mary and Pat.
yes.
I hope she listens. I hope she listens to this. God, I'm getting so many brownie points. Right
I mean, that was on the tip of his tongue, to be fair. He was about to say it.
You beat me to it.
He was about to say it.
But I think as a family, our best move was moving up here to Decatur. Instead
Wow, that's
because
right.
we drove from Granbury to Decatur every day.
Y'all did that.
Yeah.
That,
For a long time.
what's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for? Where people commute. Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, that's a
Commute.
long ass
Well,
commute from
It's
Granbury.
60 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 60 miles.
Yeah, but you have to go through Weatherford.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful place when we got there.
Yeah.
You know, it was tranquil.
Sure.
It was quiet. And,
It's a nice lake.
It is
Yeah,
the
no, it's a-
quintessential
it is.
retirement community.
and that's where we were going with that, you know,
Yeah.
and then just, you know, with the car accident with Kiana and stuff, and things just changed overnight.
Yep.
And that's just the way it happens.
Gotcha.
You know, you roll with it and you go on. And now I'm up in here in Decatur. I'm 2 minutes from the shop.
Yeah.
So if, you know, something's not right or somebody needs something, we go do it even after hours.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that's good to know. And getting for a steak at about 10 p.m.
Yeah, we get hungry now. We're calling you. But like when y'all first started, it was more you and Travis, right?
Right.
Because you were not around so much.
I was
I
running.
can't remember.
I was running cattle.
Okay.
Yeah, we were trying to get that, farm to butcher shop kicked off.
Right.
And so I focused more on the outside work.
Yeah.
And getting that going.
Yeah.
I have Kiana down here in the notes, but since you're talking about that, I want to get to her life and her symbolism and everything with the family. But since you're talking about what you're talking about right now, Josh, like something that should be or ideally seems so simple, why in the hell is it so difficult to be a producer to the butcher? Why is that such a daunting task these days? Can you elaborate on that?
When you say that, like, why is it so hard to?
Why is it so hard to raise your own and produce on your end, raise your own, and then be able to just slaughter it and put it on the shelf?
Okay.
Why is that not as easy as it sounds?
or easy as it should be?
That
Yeah, I mean, Chance, from raising cattle, that's a full-time job. So then what I see is you just don't have enough hands for one
You never-
person
yeah.
to do it.
And it's a living animal, which could fucking die at any given moment.
yeah,
too.
I
So
mean-
it's-
They're looking to die.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, if it's not, you know, this or that, it's, you know, hail or whatever, or, you know,
Hay prices.
hay prices or
Water.
water,
Yeah.
Drought.
you know,
Yeah,
drought, this, that, and the other thing that you're always fighting on, you know, on the cattle side of it, from at least from my experience,
Yeah.
you know, and then of course, you know, you have calving season, and they don't calve on.
No, it's
And
like
it's never on
at 2 a.m.
Yeah, they never
It's
calve at noon on a
Sunday night.
glorious day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Mid-February.
I know.
2
I
below
get
zero.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
snowing and blowing out.
I think I'm going to have a calf right now.
Yo,
And there's something about storms coming in.
oh,
Yeah, there's something like the pressure changes.
barometric pressure.
Boom.
Pop those calves out.
Yeah. It's never convenient.
no, and then you know, and that's one aspect of it, and then, you know, if you get so big, you have to have the other aspect of the industry of the cattle on the feed program side.
Yeah.
And getting, you know, and that's super penny pinching, you know.
You had to have the
Yeah.
volume to keep
Yeah,
that just going. That
the
machine
profit
going.
margin in that compared to where crop prices are and grain prices and everything
shit.
else is, you know, it's half a penny is make or break.
Yeah.
You know,
And right now, cattle prices are probably as high as I've ever seen them.
They are
But I
insane.
don't think the profit margin is there either.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't really know because I'm not in it anymore like that.
yeah, neither am I really.
But unless
Sure.
you have like a field of flourishing grass with steady rainfall, your margins are shrinking because you're having to bring feed in from somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Is
I-
there a reason? Because it doesn't seem like it should be that way.
What is the reason for what?
That the profit margin's so low.
well, the price of feed went zooming. You know, it zoomed before the price of cattle went.
and
And
fertilizer.
the price of fertilizer.
Fertilizer was the basis. Like once the war in Ukraine started and COVID, fertilizer tripled in price in a matter of
and
like
that drove
3
everything. People don't
months.
realize
Yeah,
it.
that is
It
that
just-
is your foundation of
crazy.
cost.
Right. Yep.
What the cost to grow the food to produce the livestock or to put on people's plates.
And
So,
I think right now the margin is right where it was when beef was $1.25
yeah,
or
yep,
whatever. you know.
You're right.
wow.
But it's so relating to your situation, like we used to hold off and like 4 or 5 head, fatten them out, finish them out, slaughter them, and then stock our freezers. But it got to where it's like we were almost losing money by doing that and feeding out our own livestock than just taking them to a commercial market and going buying whatever we
Exactly,
wanted that was
because
already on the shelf.
They bring more money at 450 pounds than they do when they're finished.
Spot on. Yes. Yeah. You don't have to worry about the feed.
Yep.
And
Nothing.
They're just there, they're sold, and they're gone.
So from a cost standpoint, you're best to just ship them when they're young.
Sell them.
Sell them.
Take 'em to the market and
Let
sell
the
'em.
is it a feed like let the feeders feed them.
They'll go to replacements
Well,
or
yeah.
they'll go to feedlots, get fattened out,
Yeah.
but they'll go
Yeah.
to feedlots with millions of other cows.
And the food to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have
Because
those
if you look,
numbers.
cattle take on, and a lot of people don't realize this, cattle take on the flavor of what they're being
They
fed.
do.
Oh, yeah.
They truly
You
do.
know, the meat does.
Yeah.
So when you get down here and it's 110 degrees out here, them cows are laying in under a tree that they can find.
Yep.
You know, they're not producing the way they should be producing, and it just kind of falls away from them. You
Yeah.
know, it takes the prime right out of them.
Yeah,
Well,
I've had a cow that been hanging in a tree in Africa for 2 days. Trust me, it takes on the flavor.
That's
of
some janky meat right
whatever
there.
it's been eating.
Okay.
That's not what they call dry aging.
it was aged, that's for sure. But so, is it cheaper? Because you're talking about a lot of the food that they have. So is it cheap?
We're going to talk about price now.
Does meat get cheaper?
We'll talk about
in
quality
the
later.
regions that do get more rain, that do have more food. Is it? Or is it
No.
No.
It's all the same.
No.
No, it's basically the same.
Yeah.
But then now there's another hurdle. Once you transition from the producing side into the butchering side, you run into red tape and legal things for slaughtering the animal, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, you're talking USDA.
Yeah.
I mean, to to sell.
to your local government indicator, which has they come around and inspect you. Then you have your state inspector from Texas. They'll be in at any time when they want to.
Yeah.
And then basically USDA.
So
which-
you're running through 3 regulating entities just to get the damn thing on the shelf.
Right.
Yep.
So I can't take old Bessie that I've been fattening out for 6 months, hang her ass from the barn, slaughter her, and then just put her on a shelf and say, "Here you go."
I mean, you
here's
can
the
as
beef."
long as it's your shelf.
Yeah, cottage law.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
that,
right?
That's, that's a real
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
That's a real
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
What do they call it? Is it no, it's not custom exempt. I can't remember what it is, but it kind
Yeah.
of falls under that cottage law. I think they're
Interesting.
trying to tighten that up a little bit
That's
and,
not surprising.
and have it get to more of a you need at least state inspection.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
See, that's what I thought.
But that's
it was.
no joke.
I
it's
thought
like,
it was
go
like
try butcher your own cow.
And you're good as long as you use a facility, a slaughter facility that is state inspected. The meat has to stay within the state of Texas. If
so.
it's
You
got-
still have to.
If it's USDA, it can go any place in the country.
no matter how you look at it, there's got to be some middleman in play.
There's
Oh, yeah.
somebody there. But if there wasn't, there'd probably be a lot of shady stuff that was.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
True. Those are.
And there probably still is.
yeah, those are.
It's like
those
people
are in
would
place.
be
And that's
eating
why-
like ducks and cats and yeah.
Or the stuff that they put in
Yeah.
there, how it's handled, and it's
Yeah.
And we're
McDonald's chicken nuggets.
we're particular in the way we
That's neat.
handle the stuff up there.
Yeah.
And it's an open door policy in our shop. If somebody's wants to come back and see what we're doing, and you put a hat on and you want to say, "Hey, I want to walk," we have no problem with it.
Okay.
At any time of the day.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's-
That's what
we've all
you-
been back there.
And I
Yep.
wish
Yeah.
if we owned the building outright, I would have it set up where we were cutting the meat, where you could see it
Oh, it's
when,
transparent.
when
yeah.
you came through the door. You
That
would be
would be
looking
really
at
cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You're
Which
not
is
gonna-
cool.
You're not going to
Because-
get a custom tour in Central Market or Sam's or anything. You're,
God.
you're not going to put on a hat and go, "I want to see this." And they're going to go, "No, sorry, no."
And you got two different qualities there. I consider Sam's different than Central Market.
Yeah, and Sam's and Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two are lumped together for sure. Didn't you have a question about Costco? You were talking about that earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, no, it was okay, so why
Oh, yeah, there it
not
is.
Costco? And the best answer I've heard for that is, well, you have the community aspect, obviously.
This is
one
going
thing,
back on the big box stores.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm banking on the big box.
I know
stores,
you're
right?
singling out Costco, but you meant
Well, even Costco,
right?
Yeah, but also the advice. So, how many times have I come in there and we talked about how to actually deal with the meat that I bought, right?
yeah.
So,
Deal with it. You cook it and you eat it.
yeah, it's not deal with it, but how to artfully treat it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But there's also, like, again, back to transparency. I can come in and ask you, where did this come from? Who produced it? On and on. You're not going to get that with big box stores.
Not can,
And
but
there is-
should, right? Because
Yeah.
it's
But there's a giant collective movement because of people in the forefront like Robert F. Kennedy, who's a big proponent
Okay,
of,
so
of
that's
food,
valid.
of like quality foods, where it comes from.
what do they call that? Maha?
Yeah,
Maha?
make America healthy again. Maha.
Okay.
Hashtag Maha.
Okay.
We'll put that in the show notes. But there's a big push for like knowing the source of what you're eating, where it comes
Well,
from.
a few years ago, they did away with this source of
Origin? Yeah.
Yes, and I think they're kind of coming around back to it.
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
it was probably one of the more lenient things that they did into the meat industry.
Yeah.
Just getting because people want to know.
If you're already being triple regulated, like that's an absurdity that that's not an included thing anymore. That it doesn't state if it's being regulated where the hell it's coming from. right?
Yeah, but because we got into that.
Oh, yeah, we
on
did.
One of the podcasts about because it could say what was it? It could say it was American beef.
But it's just packaged.
Well, it had
In
there was
America.
criteria. It most I think most of your big box stores beef it comes from it was like three
Argentina,
It come from-
Australia.
Yeah, South
Argentina,
America. Just say South
Australia,
America.
Yeah, South America. And the only thing that they had to do to call it made in America was package it and there was something else. So they would take it from the ship, take it out of the original box, package it into the new boxes. Now it was from America.
And that was true. We looked it up.
Yeah, no, we went
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole on that stuff. But there was there was something else that they could do. It was either packaging or something else.
But that may have been a thing because of what Lynn just said. They no longer do the certificate of origin. So
Right.
that's capable.
I was wondering if that's the reason why they took it away because of all that.
They were already finding loopholes.
Right.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Personally, I think it was more of a ploy by the big box stores to be able to kind of dupe the American public into thinking that, oh yeah, Costco's
This
in
beef is from America.
Yeah, oh hey, we're in the middle, we're in middle America. There's no way that we're getting stuff from out of country.
And Costco, I just want you to know if you're listening, we're not singling you out. It's just your name's the easiest to say.
Yeah.
It's true.
But that's not to disparage any other country's quality of product or anything, but it's like if you're a citizen of a certain country, you would want to know who you're supporting.
Well, it's, a few years ago they had the mad cow disease in
Yes.
Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just up the street from us. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And we were bringing a lot of beef in from that country.
Yeah.
And it all stemmed basically from coming back where they were grinding up bone meal and feeding it through the feed system.
Back into cattle. They were cannibalizing.
Exactly.
Always
cows.
comes back to cannibalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like nature's way of hitting the big red button. Like, don't do this.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was hungry enough, I'd eat you, bro.
I mean,
We all would.
yeah. Choking me up over here.
Let's not go there.
If that's not love, I don't know what is, right?
Just don't eat my brains. That's
Stay
all
away
I'm
from
saying.
the brains because you get the what is it? The
Prions.
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 Yeah, those protein things that'll kill you
Yep.
in a not fun way.
I know. Like cow brains. You
Just
should
don't
be
eat-
able to eat them.
Don't eat any brains.
Don't.
Stay away
No.
from the brains.
Yeah,
Podcast
I
name,
gotcha.
episode name, podcast
Stay away
name?
from the brains.
Got it.
But yeah, so it's not for people that see like the glamour and the glory of shows like Yellowstone or I don't know, Quickly Down Under for I don't know.
That's a good show.
but it is a really good movie. But they see the glitz and the glamour of ranching, but they have no clue about the work that goes into it and the red tape that it takes to get the product that's growing or being raised in that field to the shelf.
Right.
They don't have a clue.
None.
It's not easy.
And it's not easy. No,
And it's
It's
not
one-
highly profitable on the producer's end either.
boy, it doesn't take much to, go from one end to the other.
Yeah.
You're just one little catastrophe away from being.
Yeah,
Broke,
or three
you know?
dead animals. Did you
Right.
see there was a photo of cows that were eating in a circle around a hay ring, and a bolt of lightning hit them, and that was 15 cows dead right there.
Oh, up in New York, it was not hard to hear a lightning striking a barn, and the barn really didn't have to catch on fire, but it would. Most of them, and it would go. It would kill 30, 40 cows standing right in a row.
Jeez.
Just,
And that could be a whole herd for somebody.
Yeah, it's not
was.
survivable.
A lot of guys,
Yeah.
when I was growing up as a kid, if you had 40 cows, you had a large farm.
Yeah. You're doing well.
You were doing really well for one another, and everybody had 20, 30 cows.
Sure.
And, when
That's
it-
the American dream, right? Like that's,
and I had neighbors that barns got struck by lightning, and it killed a bunch of their cows, and you went there and you did what you could do to help them, and you get them cleaned up, and and I went through the same thing as they did, and when your turn come, they were there.
So you're having to think about your business model now, and obviously the ranch to table isn't working out. So you have to depend on your quality suppliers,
Exactly.
and that's where the quality comes from.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
it does.
so
And
tell us about that.
You have when we first started, we tried every product that came into the store. It didn't matter what it was, or and there was a lot of them that we jumped. This is not for us.
Yeah.
This is not fitting.
Yeah.
And basically as we went along, we got involved with Benny Keith right from the beginning. They had a good product. Colorado Box did very well for us. Out that way, and the guys that we deal with know what we're looking for, and they don't even if it's not in our realm, they do
They
not.
just don't even put
No,
it in
they
front
don't
of you.
even bother now. You
Yeah.
know, and that's the way, and that's the way it was presented to them when we started.
Yeah.
And that's the way we've stuck with, because there's been times where they'll have a deal. Hey, we got this. good for you, but it's for somebody
for
else.
us.
You know? Yeah, and you pay a little more, but it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you had to buy a product off your shelf, it's like steak. Okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
you
what's
go
your
like-
favorite product in the store? That's what I like.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what are you gonna get?
That's not just steak.
You're
Let's
the
go
meat
that.
man.
Or
oh
let's
no,
go
you
with
could
steak.
go with like
yeah.
the pork tenderloins. Like,
No, let's go. What's the favorite thing?
okay, good question.
Thighs.
Chicken thighs? Is that what you just said?
Yep,
Get out of this
chicken
office.
thighs.
Go. I'm sorry, but you got to get out of here. Can't
You
be
can
a
do
butcher
so
and
much.
say chicken
Telling you.
thighs.
They're
No,
so,
I've ate them before. They're good. I'm
they're
not
so
lying, but-
versatile.
Yeah, that's
They
valid.
are.
Like you can do anything with them.
Anything,
You want
I know.
Chinese food, you chop them up.
Yep.
Whatever. Fajitas, chicken noodle soup, you name it.
You can't lose with dark meat chicken.
No,
Okay.
me, I'm a ground beef guy.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, just because it's so versatile.
Yeah.
As well.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I'm a steak guy.
Yeah.
Ribeye.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good old ribeye. Right now we've got the only foreign meat we got in there now is an Australian Wagyu.
That is a relatively new. What have you had, a month now? on
Maybe
the shelf?
Yeah.
6 weeks or so. Yeah.
It's a luxury purchase, but
It
man,
is. Ain't that? Didn't we have?
It's like, what do you mean
did.
by luxury? I've not bought it yet.
it means like you're never going to have anything like it in your life.
And
Okay.
it's the best meat
It's
Yeah.
not.
Okay, that comes a lot.
Cut eight,
That says a lot
you know,
coming from you.
There may be those
Yeah.
people with like a bank account where they could come in and eat that every day, but for the most of us, it's like when you want to treat yourself, go to Wise Choice and get the.
How much are you
Australian
going to
Wagyu.
pay per ounce for it?
Ounce is by pound.
yeah.
pound.
What?
Yeah.
Everything's
So
pound.
it's in the
So
six-
it's not expensive.
it's in the 60 2 5.
Yeah, 62, 65 range.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
Okay.
Take that home. Don't even put pepper on it. Just salt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Just-
think that's
I
all
mean-
we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I even oiled the pan because the fat content in that does it for you.
Wow.
So it caramelizes and
You're
sears.
literally making my mouth water.
Hey, can we go open the shop?
Yeah, you remember?
You did say like, hey, we get those calls.
Wow.
But for real, like you.
Yeah.
And if you go to a restaurant to order that, they're not going to prepare it any differently.
Sure.
It's going to go on a hot iron with minimal seasoning, and they're going to bring it to your table. You're going to pay $250.
I was
Yeah.
going to say it's going to be $100
Yeah.
an ounce.
Easy.
Yeah, you're going to pay.
Yeah, because when we go to Papa Bros, we usually get 4 ounces of it.
So you could go
yeah,
there.
and,
split
and
it.
you can eat like 4 ounces of a good marbled Wagyu.
Well, that's what's crazy about that stuff is it's so rich. I mean, I don't even know if
a
I
little
could.
goes a long way.
Yeah, I don't know if I could sit down and eat an entire freaking
Well, we haven't.
Oh, yeah, you can.
steak of. Well,
Well,
yeah,
we
it's possible.
But every time we've done it, it's like we have a steak appetizer.
Yes.
For steak.
That's what our
Every time
appetizer
that we
is
have bought
steak.
Wagyu or A5 quality stuff, it's like we're gonna split. We're gonna cook
Here's the
this, split it up,
appetizer.
and then we'll have our steak.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, right? Steak
Yeah.
before
Steak on steak.
But we try to research the stuff, where it comes from, how it's fed, Try to keep the people informed,
Yeah.
basically, and that Wagyu from Australia has absolutely no corn.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's
How
all-
do they fatten it out that
That-
nicely?
Wow.
That is what?
It's the
barley-
breed.
Brewer's grain, right?
Barley and
And some,
white, it's
Oh, wow.
basically white grains.
So
Yeah.
keep drinking your whiskey,
Yeah.
because
And
the cows need those
God
grains.
needs it.
Foster.
That's how do you keep people
Blastus.
your customer base from being like, like that feeling like a daunting task? Do they?
The people that want it will buy it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we first advertised it, the guys that are actually steak eaters that go to those restaurants, they came in and bought it like it was, no
Yeah.
tomorrow. And, now it's kind of settled back. It's a weekend deal,
Yeah.
like that. So, but it's a,
It is.
It's,
It-
a, qua-
it's all
a qua-
that.
It's all what it says and then some.
But what's also like good about that is if you have some that lingers around, like you go in and it might have a little age on it, and I swear to God, sometimes I walk in and I'm like, y'all knew I was coming in for that steak, didn't you? Like it's got the right amount of age. It's that nice
Yeah.
dark purplish reddish color.
lays on the back of the tray.
Yeah.
Kind of hid in the back because it's going home with me for something.
Unless I come in, unless I come in and get it, I can see disappointment in Lynn's face sometimes. Like, son of a bitch.
What the hell we having for supper now?
Yeah.
We need to hide those. See my truck coming, put that steak away so Chance doesn't buy it. But yeah, sometimes I look at those and I'm just like, I can't leave here without that. But it's not overaged either. What is it, like 20 or 25 days?
Yeah,
maybe?
about 21 days. Yeah.
Okay.
In there.
So that's like the perfect median then between people that want like the moldy blue cheese, 60 days and beyond, or the people that are just kind of entering the door of dry
15
aged.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's where the real beefy flavors just show up. Good beefy flavors. That's my take on it.
It's good.
That's my take on it.
And so your recommendation is just come get one.
Basically, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been since we started the shop. We've never really tried to sell meat. We just tried to get you to take it home. It'll sell itself.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a number of times I have guys come in. Well, I'm going to try one of your steaks, and we'll see. Maybe I'll be back. I'll
Yeah.
see, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll be back.
Yep.
Have y'all ever had to advertise other than your sign?
We have on the radio a little bit.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did on the radio.
We are now.
Yeah, we're on it right now.
Okay.
Again.
The ranch or
Yeah, the ranch. Just
Yeah.
Just trying to remind people.
Well,
It's worthy of a drive from Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's the and y'all do it the right way because you like sponsor the Decatur sports.
Yeah.
That's when I heard you.
Yep.
Yeah, I was talking about Decatur is brought to you by the meat market. So I
Yep.
was like, yeah.
So your banners are out on football field fences too, for sure, right? Like they're out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And y'all do,
Baseball
you do
fields,
your
football
Facebook
fields.
ads every once in a
Yeah.
while when the old man does.
Oh yeah, you got a great
advertising,
social
yeah.
media campaign. Like even if you're a vegetarian, you might even like their social media. Just go to their Facebook and be entertained.
Yeah, I like the old man commercials when it's the meat of the day or whatever.
Man, we won't mention names, but y'all had a vegetarian working for you at one time.
Yeah.
I thought
Really?
that was the
We did?
damnedest thing. Yeah. It was a she. I don't.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I never
yeah,
knew
yeah,
her
yeah.
name, but I mean, once I found out she was vegetarian, I'm like, I don't need
Yeah.
to know you. But she was straight up like, I'm vegetarian. I'm like, you're in a meat market.
Yeah.
That changed.
Yeah, we
She's
got
no
our
longer a
decent meat.
vegetarian?
No, she came out one day with a chicken wing and sauce all over the place, and I was like, "Yeah, it's over."
It is a little disheartening to hear that chicken was the conversion.
Yeah, that's where it usually starts.
Is
Usually
it?
starts,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Same with you in the whiskey. Wine was the conversion, and then we got you into the whiskey.
That's not comparable to chicken. That's
Yeah.
not, no.
Well, no, but
But it can't last compared to meat.
what?
You know, it's like when you think about it, like pound for pound consumption, we consume more meat than anything, than water.
Are you talking about like the Whiskey Bros or
We
Us,
as
humanity.
us. Oh well,
humans.
humans?
Yeah, no. I think us, like the Whiskey Bros.
Okay.
Oh, more meat
'cause-
than it? Oh, God, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not
It's-
more than water.
Oh, it'd be
No.
a close head to head.
I drink more water than I do meat.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's some days that I don't eat just steak. I just eat meat for like dinner, lunch. But I'm drinking water all through the day.
I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a study.
Should
So
be. Maybe
we should
we'll,
do that
maybe
experiment.
We'll poll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put that out there on the poll.
Yeah.
You do offer more than just beef, though. Like we've been through your menus. You have chicken. You've got pork. The pork chops. Okay, the pork chops have been a recent discovery in our house. Like you have the cutesy little thin cut pork chops bone in,
You got to get those big
but then
old
you
chop.
got the pork chops.
Yes.
Like we call them the Whiskey Bro cut pork chops, but I just discovered it, so we
Yes.
can't take that credit. But you got like the good, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inch cut thick chops.
Yeah, we got the thicker chops. We got like the marinated chops.
Yeah.
We got a lot of like finger food stuff too, like in those lay down coolers whenever you first
Tons
walk
of
Oh
in.
yeah, you have a whole cooler dedicated.
Yeah,
to
we
those.
It takes
gotta-
me like 20 minutes when
Yeah.
I go in there. I'm like, what? I want.
Yeah, we even got a little Brazilian section too because there's a good sized Brazilian section or like community
Yes.
in Decatur.
There is.
So
Thanks
we
to
got
rodeo,
our own,
right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So we got our own like a specific case for Brazilian stuff.
Yep.
And then like a shelf area for like the dry goods that they get in like their hometowns.
Candy.
And the candies and stuff. And then we got like a bunch of seafood options too. And I mean,
you
got a
when
little
you come
wild
in your
game in
store,
there too,
like
don't
you
you?
start
Yeah.
you start at the red meat counter and then just kind of shift around until you get
Well,
to all the.
No.
What do you do?
You start, if you're being technical here, you start at the chicken nuggets. 'Cause that's on the left right there as you walk in the door.
I swear to God, I've never seen the chicken.
Yeah,
So
you
they're in the freezer, I guess.
Yeah, they're
in the
right
freezer.
there in the left,
Okay.
yeah.
You start at the chicken nuggets, you give Ma a hug, and then you go
yeah,
order.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't start at the meat fridge. You don't give Ma a hug. She's gonna come get you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to study up on that and find those chicken nuggets. That's astonishing. I've never seen those.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Like they're not McDonald's chicken nuggets.
So they're not in the first one as you walk in the door. It's sitting like this.
Yeah.
They're in that second one. Right
Okay,
behind.
so you got to walk around the first one and see the one behind.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You know, one of my favorite things they sell is
What?
butter.
Oh,
That
you
is
do
good.
have like good
Yeah.
handmade Amish butter.
But the seasonings, the pickles, holy crap, the pickles.
Yeah. Yeah, valid.
I got 2 jars in my refrigerator right now.
Oh, we even got new what are they? Butter dollops.
yeah,
We got a
Oh yeah, the
chipotle
Yep.
butter.
tomato chipotle, like garlic herb, lemon garlic.
what's the
Bacon, you have
seasoning?
bacon.
No, what's that?
So what do you
seasoning?
do with that? You put it on your steak.
On your steak or whatever?
Mashed potatoes, man.
Mashed
The
potatoes.
lemon garlic one, right in the mashed potatoes.
Oh man. Oh man. Okay.
Well, you have the holidays coming up too. So are y'all still doing the custom aging for rib roasts, so on and so on?
We'll be starting to age them out here in a few
So
days,
literally,
yeah.
like, get your orders in
Yeah,
as
if
soon
you
as you
want-
can because
Please, yeah.
how many orders like custom rib roast are you up to now?
What did we do
a
last
bunch?
year? I don't even know.
When do you run out of room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just keep bringing them in till they, stop buying them.
Yeah.
And basically it's really easy to order that stuff because it's a product that they use year round.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're, if it isn't a roast, it's a steak, a rib steak. you know. And that's probably the best cut of meat, other than that Wagyu meat that I like, is something with a bone in it. And that ribeye with a bone in it's got it.
Yeah, I never knew that you called that a standing rib roast, right? Well, that's bone in. But then you go the extra mile, and it was either you or Josh that was telling me you cut the bones, but then you lay them back and then tie them on.
Exactly.
So what does that do?
That makes it easier for the customer when they get done cooking it they don't have to monkey with that bone.
Okay,
You got the string and your ribs is right.
you just pull them right off.
They're
and then-
right there, and then you.
But you still get the flavoring.
right.
Yeah, you get the bone,
You get
the-
the bone flavoring, and then you have the rib left, and then you got the meat that you can cut with a knife without having to worry about.
Yeah, you set those ribs aside, feed the family the roast, and then you go gnaw
Yeah.
on those ribs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So speaking about the holidays are coming up, let's talk about Kiana, your late daughter, and her legacy and her memory and everything that goes on with this event that is a charity for Thanksgiving and families in the county.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know. Everybody's here has been there one time or another.
I have not been able to work it yet. That is
Your wife was there last year.
Yeah,
Yep.
she made it. Was she working or was she just there talking?
She came to make. She came to give me a hug.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what that was all about.
But yeah, tell us about that event and Kiana's legacy.
It's a deal that we do every Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
We make a good solid meal for people is at no charge. You don't necessarily have to be on, if you're home alone and you need a meal, or your kids aren't going to be able to make it, and it doesn't matter who you are, just come and get one, or we'll deliver them. We deliver a lot of meals that day.
Yeah, a lot.
I-
It's like that doesn't do it justice.
And it's
I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of meals.
16 last year, 1,600.
Wow.
And when we got done doing our meals at Decatur last year, we had some stuff left, and Patty and I put the meals together. We went down to Lancaster Ave in Fort Worth, and that was an eye-opening experience.
wow.
Yeah.
you know,
South Fort Worth. That's
it's
a tough area.
That's a tough area.
Yeah.
And Patty, and it was just Patty and I, and we went down with a car full of food, and you know, she says, "How are you going to do this?" And I said, "I'm going to pull over side the road," and pulled over side the road, and I popped the trunk on the car and hollered hot food, and I had a line of people there, and you know, so we did a couple hundred meals there, and I think we're going to do a little more this year down that way.
Okay.
As well, you know. But our Kiana saw it when she lived with Travis down in Fort Worth at the Pacific Loft. I think she spent some time down in that area because I think Patty and I come to the realization last year after we saw what was going on and what she really saw.
Yeah, it was always let's go to a soup kitchen
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like we're so blessed. Let's go feed other people. Is
That
how
was
it,
the message.
yeah. That for years with her, just let's go do something. It's bigger than us. You know, this, that, and the other with it.
Wow.
And then you know the accident happened, and you know we were actually going to go down that Thanksgiving and do like that was going to be
Yeah.
our Thanksgiving day, and then the accident happened before that, and then we didn't do anything
Yeah.
the first Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and then
it was
it
so close, you know.
because it was just
How could you?
yeah. I mean, I don't even think Mom was Mom even at the house yet?
No, and we went from that accident right into COVID.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Back to back.
Yeah, it was my wife came out of rehab in Decatur, and we went from there to Josh's house, and COVID hit like 2 days, and
Yeah.
literally 2 days
Right there,
later.
yeah.
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 Golly.
So we didn't do anything that year, but the next year we made, I think we made 400 or 500.
400 or 500, I think. Yeah.
It started
Yeah.
out right in Decatur.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and Lance was out with us, you know, and I took him to places that I think that, you know, his daughters come down, they help. There's a lot of people that help. And I'm not just saying that, but I think he came to the realization that day that there was more that needed to be done in the community,
Right.
our community,
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
per
Yeah.
se. You know, and you see it with you guys with feeding kids in Wise County, you know, and it's a real thing.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
real thing.
It's
And people
absolutely
don't,
real.
you know, they do another. What's the one that Dan Mallory does? He's got. Shoot, I can't think.
Don't get me to lying.
I can't think what they call it now. But anyhow, he does one at Christmas time where they, just before Christmas, when the kids get out of school, that they make sure that they have, you know, and we try to work with them with that as well. You know, and
Yeah, if that's not godly, I don't know what is, right? Like
No.
that took some godly intentions from Kiana, and what a great way to like memorialize her and keep her memory and legacy alive and going. I know
Which-
she's smiling.
How do you know? Obviously, that I got involved because my wife, right? But how do people actually engage with your charity? You know, I just show up on Thanksgiving and it's
what they do.
chaos.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
and-
It's just organized madness.
yeah,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is.
it is. It's just organized chaos.
Is there anybody there that's just solely for the reason or purpose of orchestrating that?
Nicole.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Patty works it up to the day of Thanksgiving, and then it's time for her to step back.
Well, it's her.
Talk-
It's her job to go greet Doc when she comes in.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and what are
and
you-
this and that. And I spend 2 weeks before that. I think last year we cooked 160 birds.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, just for the protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
How many meals do you get out of one bird?
Man, it depends on which kid is putting the meat in the box. You know,
Valid.
we saw some of them go out where you couldn't even close the lid and it was all turkey, you know. But I think that's the greatest thing about it is, you know, we have young people and older people and everybody just coming together for one purpose. I mean, we cranked out 1,600 meals in a 4-hour time period.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that was made, delivered, and everybody gone and cleaned up. 4 hours.
Yeah.
1,600 meals. Like
Wow.
it's, you know, it's just
And
absolute.
it is organized chaos because, you know, And
Oh,
you,
yeah.
and if something works and you see somebody else has a decent idea about something, how to you just run with it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
go.
You don't have a
You know,
choice. Just
because
go with it.
here it is. You know, we got 4 or 5 hours and we're going to be done. So let's the quicker we do it, the better it's going to be.
Yeah. So I know last year y'all did it at Brandy's. Is that?
No, we did it at the butcher shop.
It was
last
at the
year.
shop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing it'll be at the butcher shop again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And no, you know, it's no reason that we didn't. Not, it's just easier to clean up.
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
we're at.
For sure.
You
Yeah.
know, because when we got done up there, we had a whole kitchen that we needed to. We
Yeah.
wanted leave it the way we found it when we
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
when
Yeah.
somebody lets you use something, you don't want to
Oh yeah.
you know. But
Right.
it's just easier to be able to pull out a water hose and
Cooking in somebody else's kitchen.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, just wild. It's an experience, and everybody should
Yeah.
just experience it.
For
You know,
sure.
and the city of Decatur opens up the community center where we can, you know, people can go and sit down and talk.
I've never even seen that end of it.
Yeah, and there's, you know,
Yeah, what did we have? 10, 15 people that didn't have any place to go and just wanted, so they, you know, one would come in and, you know, there was 4 or 5 people up there and
Just
they
wanna-
ate and talked with them at Thanksgiving and, you know, they had a good Thanksgiving meal and just, you know, had somebody to be
Yeah.
with.
yeah, and every year it's a little different every year. You know, it gets to be more, and but there's, you know, and we're not out for donations. We don't look at it that way. The aspect is that, you know, if you want to help, great. If you don't, we don't care because we're there to do it because
doing it anyway.
We want,
Yeah.
we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was set up. You know, and it was just. Here we are. We're going to take the time and get the move. You know, it does take some time. Like Josh says, he spends 10 days.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
No
we
doubt.
have people that come in and offer to help. You know, they pull the meat and pull the turkey, and
yeah.
you know, and
Before
Yeah,
before
like-
actual Thanksgiving.
Well, we've got
Yeah.
people that want to help with it, but they're out of town for Thanksgiving.
yeah,
So it gives them something, you know, before that they can do to be part of something that is, you know, bigger than everybody there.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and I think that's like I tell my mom, I said I think it was the second year or so. I came in, it's raining outside, I'm trying to smoke turkeys, I'm
cold.
cold like that, and you know,
can't,
It
can't
was
keep a
sucky.
fire
It-
going, and the fire doesn't really start. And it was really odd that year too, because the fires never even started till like 9 o'clock at night. Did they?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then they burnt. Great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
you fought with them all day long, and then all of a sudden, about 9,
When you're ready to
9:30,
sleep,
when you're
they're
ready to
like,
go,
"Hey."
this thing just fires up, and the smoke is rolling, and the next thing you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But I walked into the butcher shop one morning after being out there, I don't know, until 2, 3 o'clock, and then 40-minute drive home and getting back up to get the shop set up to cook again. And it was just another one of those days. And I walked in and I looked at my mom and I'm like, I think we need to reel it in a little bit, yada, yada, yada. Just given every excuse in the book to not have to do so much. And no sooner do I tell her that, and the front doorbell goes off, and a guy walks through the door and walks up to me and says, "You don't understand how much this means that me and my wife are going to have
Wow.
a meal for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and I don't have anything to give, but can I just give you a hug and tell you, that this is way more than what you think it is."
Right.
Yeah.
And right then and there, I just looked up and I was like, "All right, God.
Instant validation.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
I hear you."
Yeah.
Talk about tugging at your heartstrings.
Boy.
Yeah. That's golly.
So it's just
So you keep going.
yeah, and,
You
and
keep going.
it's way bigger than any of us could imagine. The need is there,
Yeah.
and it's a big need in our area, and just fill it.
Right?
You'll have.
Show up.
Yeah, just show up.
Yeah.
Fill the need and just be a good human and help people out. You never know what a plate of food might do for somebody's life.
True, especially on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like so I centered this conversation around food, and you said it right from the start. Like, food is family.
It's a universal language.
Yeah,
You could go anywheres in the world, sit across the table with 9 different people from 9 different places in the world and not speak a word, and everybody know that they're having a good meal and a good time.
Suddenly, everybody's differences just kind of fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anthony Bourdain said that once. He said, if you want world peace, have a world barbecue.
Yep.
oh, valid.
Valid. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So what's the future hold for Wise Choice Custom Meats? Restaurants? Expansions? What's
You'll build
what are the plans?
You're gonna build the second story up there. What's going on?
I'm going to give the mic to the future.
Future generation, speak up.
Well, I think
Chicken nuggets.
We're just going to produce chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
With thighs, of course.
yeah,
Chicken thighs.
Yeah.
yeah. I think the future of it's still in my dad's hands right now and my grandfather's. But I'm starting to work my way in there a little bit. Starting to handle a little more. We cater a lot of restaurants, and I'm starting to get into that part of it too. So I'm getting a little more responsibility and stuff, and I don't know everything.
Well, and the nice thing about what he did there, for at least for me, was it wasn't, hey Caleb, you need to take over this part because it's just too much for me and Pop. It was, these are mine.
Yeah.
You know, this is gonna be mine. I'm gonna prove to you guys that I'm valuable, that I'm responsible, that I'm gonna do the right things at the right time.
Yeah.
Which to me shows a lot of maturity.
But also, with youthfulness comes creativity, comes vision, comes new ideas. We all know, like, now that age has a way of flattening us, right? Like,
Sure.
Creativity kind of takes a back seat the older you get. So you need the youthful undertones to come in and try to, even though it won't be successful all the times, like, stir the pot just a little bit. It's got to happen. Like, it's just the way of the world.
Yeah, but I still gotta learn the trade and everything. Like, whenever he was gone on his trip and stuff, I kind of had to go through the cases every day, check everything, figure out exactly what to order, because we order every day. You got to meet the truck there in the morning, 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and he does that. Me and him, we don't do that. So, while he was gone, I was staying with Grandma and doing that stuff, and I mean, it takes a toll on you for sure.
Yeah.
And he's 60-something years old, and he still does it like it's a piece of cake. And I mean, Dad's pretty good with it too, but I like doing it, you know. And I want to eventually, be really good with the trade, but right now it's just a, learning
You're getting the
stage,
fundamentals.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know every cut of meat. I don't know, every animal, I mean, it's a lot of information to retain.
Yeah, it is. There's a
Yeah.
lot to it.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people really appreciate the animals and all the components and working parts. So, yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to retain for sure.
It's true. Okay, so whenever I contemplate, right, our current food existence, sometimes I get real negative Nancy. Okay, whenever I think, of course, I'm treating illness, right? I'm treating the disease of civilization, the results of a processed world, right? And so I tend to kind of, get under the umbrella, so to speak, as far as my thinking goes. But y'all do exist for me as a real anecdote to that, and maybe part of the world is waking up to or re-engaging with real food again.
A ton of the world is waking up.
Thankfully.
That's valuable. Yeah.
We have a great number of customers that, they shop with us because there is none of that junk.
Yeah.
They know that they're getting a clean product, like that. And, It's just the food industry has been such a gray area for so long.
Yeah.
And when we started this thing, that was my number one point that I said to both my dad and my brother was, we need to take the gray area out of food. If it's not what it is, don't try to sell it for what it's not.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we get a ton of people in there. Hey, you got grass-fed beef in here? No, we don't at this time. We do every once in a while, but right now, no. And the guy, you know, I've had people look in the case and be like, well, that kind of looks like grass-fed beef. Well,
Buy it then.
I'm just telling you, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd rather tell somebody no and that we don't have it than to be dishonest and sell, you know, it's just going to come back to you in a negative way, you know, and customers will respect that. You know, like I have told people, no, this is not grass-fed beef. And they're like, okay, well, what do you have here? And I'm like, we have the cleanest products we can find. You know, if you're looking for a great product that's not going to feel heavy on you and you're not going to feel sick from the next morning when you get up, you found it. And you can have any piece of meat in this place.
And it's going to be good. You're going to feel good.
You know, and I really think that the whole of America is kind of waking up to this, because it's not just it started in a certain age group.
Sure.
You know, it really did. But we have older people that are, you know, hey, what is this? You know, is this good for me?
They're conscious of the quality of
they're at least thinking about what they're putting in their body.
But that is also a virtue of like social media, even though there are very few. That is one virtue of like you have this resonant chamber of these pockets of people that bring attention to the processed food epidemic, and you have more people coming in. It directs more customers into the door of where you get real food.
Well, what do you think, Doc? If you could cut out processed food for 3 weeks, you're a different human being?
Yes.
Like totally different. Healthier, more energy.
I mean, that's a pretty remarkable time period. But you're right. Okay, so I've noticed on many occasions, me personally, right, doing my own experiments on myself, right, within a week, you're feeling better.
There's
no doubt.
Yeah.
It's like quitting cigarettes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because occasionally I still miss those Jack in the Box tacos.
Yeah, but you do it.
Still think about those.
You wake up, you feel like crap the next morning.
Oh yeah, it's not worth it.
It's like we've all been there,
Not worth it.
right? But
It's fun.
it's well, y'all have been with me where you say, okay, for a week, okay, we're going to really think about this in various ways. Obviously, within that week, you're really noticing it. I get patients tell me that all the time. So not even 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what, you know, like I tell people when they're like, oh, you know, I'm trying this. And I was like, it's going to be 3 weeks. Like, unless you're hardcore at it and, you know, and you got a mind of steel, but man, a tasty cake with some milk at night. You know, that's going to take some time to break.
What was your thing? Nutter Butters?
Oh, man.
Nutter butters.
I remember playing video games one night, and I hear him. You know, you talk in the headset to your friends when you're playing online. I hear him like yell at one of those daughters, "Hey, bring me a glass of milk, some Nutter Butters." Damn, I want to be at his house right now.
Gosh, that's toxic.
Yeah, but it's
So good.
so much fun at the moment. So much fun. Oh yeah, God, we can't skip it, Lynn. I have completely abstained from talking with you about it, so we could talk about it on the show. Your trip.
Yeah.
What did you just get back from, and where?
An adventure.
A grand adventure.
A grand adventure. 6 airplane flights.
What? This is not. So this is no like hop on American Airlines and go to a resort.
I went with 5 gentlemen that I had never met before.
Yeah.
All great guys. Met a lot of really, really neat people. We went to the Northwest Territory, Canada, Banks Island.
Okay.
Hunted muskox.
I know where the Northwest Territories are. Where is Banks Island? Is that Arctic Circle?
Arctic Circle.
Ooh. Okay.
I shot my animal about 80 miles above the Arctic Circle.
Is it already cold there, I'm guessing?
It wasn't too bad. It
Okay.
was mid 30s, 32-ish, a little bit of rain, not bad.
That's like 32 for the high?
Be prepared, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Really, really.
Oh, you got a picture of it?
Oh, good lord.
Stick
see
that up
that.
to
Okay,
your-
so we're gonna
your-
have to
stick that up to your camera.
See it over here.
Here, tell me what to do with it.
Closer,
Closer.
closer, closer, closer.
Yep, right there. Look at that thing.
I would
Good
hi- I
God.
would-
That's a beast.
I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. That's a muskox.
That's a muskox.
You eat those things?
It is just barren out there.
It is nothing there. Nothing.
That's
Once in a
wild.
while, a little knoll or something, maybe, but
Did you keep the meat
we gave the meat to the natives.
to the natives? Okay.
We were bringing the.
You didn't try any?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The chief's wife, Eskimo wife there, she cooked for us every day.
How was that?
Awesome.
Was it?
The
Okay.
meat was not that good.
Was
okay?
it?
Her cooking was awesome.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
She had fresh cinnamon buns and pies, and
Was the meat tough?
the meat was tough.
Yeah.
They're right in a rut, like
Yeah.
like the deer.
Yep.
And
Good and flavorful. Call it flavor. Yeah.
you
Plenty
know,
of protein.
Yeah, it was, but it was an experience. I can say.
How do you hunt those
Yeah,
things?
what'd you shoot that thing with?
300 wing max.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah,
That's a man's gun.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty awesome trip though.
It sounds like it.
About 8,000 miles round trip. We did. They get you to where you're supposed to be, kind of hunting on four wheelers.
Yeah.
We did 85 miles on a four wheeler one day
Oh, wow.
across that terrain, and
Good lord.
we were
In one day,
in one day.
85 miles on a
We
quad.
started about 10 o'clock in the morning, and we
Yeah.
got home midnight-ish, 1 o'clock. We had started, I think we started with four-wheelers, and we came home with two.
Uh-oh.
And we had two guys on a bike, one guy in a sled. We took 25 gallons of gas with us, and they don't take much for.
That sounds awesome.
It was just that, it's.
How do you get roped into that? Like how was that?
This was,
You don't just go to a travel agency and be like,
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah, I
go
wanna
to
go
hunt
Arctic
muskox
Circle.
in an Arctic Circle. Yeah.
This was presented to us through Benny Keith.
Okay.
Steve McWilliams, one of the guys down there, called the shop, and I didn't
Called our Steve.
called our Steve and
Who-
said that they had a hunting trip up and wanted to know if somebody was interested in going.
That's awesome.
And I said, yeah.
That's cool.
Right here. This guy.
I hadn't. I used to hunt profusely every day.
Yeah.
Hunting fish when we were farming, and I just stopped. I hadn't hunted in probably 20 years. Hadn't picked a gun up in what?
10,
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
So did you get to go do some shooting and sighting in before?
They make it. It's mandatory. You
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they want.
They want to know you can handle.
They want to know
Yeah.
that where your gun is shooting, and
Sure.
they're not going to take you out there and bust
Yeah.
your hump all day and have you miss because your gun got knocked around. And
Or wound the animal or something like that.
We can't ever take our
Exactly.
buddy Everett hunting there then. Can never come.
yeah, and it was I hadn't touched a gun in like I said 10, 12 years.
It's like riding a bike, huh?
I had bought Josh and Travis. I went out and for just some wild reason I bought two of those 300 wing mags,
Phew.
one for each one of the boys. And I
Yeah.
said, here you go. You got to put your own scope on.
Which never happens. Ever.
So 2 days after I bought the guns for these guys, this hunting trip come up,
Oh, wow.
and Josh says you can borrow my gun. I said okay. He said, well, you've got to put a scope.
You got to put a scope on it.
So back down to Warhorse I went.
Yeah.
So that's the way that turned out.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
We got up there and all the guys were there, and they're all talking about one guy shoots every week at the range, and this guy goes. They hunt all over, and I mean these guys that I went with, they hunt all over. They go to
Yeah.
Brazil, Africa, and they got rooms full of these animals. They were showing me just and we pulled up there. I shot last, and we were shooting at a bottle cap.
Yeah.
Out about probably 80 yards out. And they were all around it. One guy shot to the top of the board, and I don't know, just around it, and I pulled the gun across there, and Josh had sighted it in. I never pulled the trigger on it, and bang, there it went.
Nice.
I said, yeah.
That's a lot of bullet for a bottle cap.
Yeah, it is.
I said, I guess I still got it.
Yeah.
And you were good until you dropped that muskox.
The first time I ever shot a 300 Win Mag, I thought I died. Okay, so it's my dad's Weatherby.
Oh.
And I had never shot a gun that well, one, that big, but two, with a muzzle brake on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the stand, or hunting deer in Texas. And a bobcat comes out. I'm like, well, some bitch, I'm going to shoot that kitty. And I did not place the end of the barrel out far enough of the hunting stand
Oh god.
to get the muzzle brake out. I think I was like 14 or 15.
So you didn't have ear protection on?
No ear protection and the muzzle brake. And you know what happens?
Hence
Like
the
when the
tinnitus.
when the,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
well, that's a lot of other but contributing factor.
Yeah.
But the muzzle flashes too. Like it
Inside,
flashes
yeah.
outwards. So bang!
All that.
I shoot this thing, flashes. I'm blind and I can't hear. I'm like, I've entered the afterlife. The gun exploded. I'm dead. This is the afterlife. I'm waiting on the pearly gates in St. Peter to approach, and slowly I'm like, here comes the. Hearing comes back, and I'm finally regaining some sight. And I missed the bobcat for sure, but no, I didn't die. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing with it, with a muzzle brake and the gun like that.
You just you play around with that caliber carefully.
You do that, like I said, that is a man's gun, not a teenage
Yeah.
boy's gun. That you respect that gun for sure. How many shots did it take down your muskox?
I shot twice, but their rule of thumb up there is 3 in the gun, because they're a hard animal to actually bring down. Once they absorb the shock.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
doubt.
And they will turn on you and charge you. They showed me a 4-wheeler that they had run over.
So there's some risk
Yeah,
involved.
There's a lot of risk involved, yeah. And they say, give them 2. So so
You did.
Yeah, I did, yeah. And we got it packed up and on a sled, and we had one bike break down on us. So we were riding 3 on one bike. My guide got back into a sled. I had a young kid that was really, really good, Steven. And he made sure that your gun was out, it was ready. If you got in a little mud hole, he was there making sure you weren't stuck, or, you didn't have to do anything like that, And we got coming home, and here we are. I was riding with actually the head guy, and he drives a little faster, and we were trying to hustle because they had a couple days of rain, and there was only one place in the river where you could get across.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of beat it back there, and we were going along, and we hit a ditch. It was just a small ditch and with a little bank up on it, and he popped that thing, and the next thing I know, that bike was right top of us. And there I lay on the ground. He's on top of me, and we just stopped and checked the GPS to see, they carried that with them all the while. They
Yeah.
had mobile GPS, and 8 miles that way, so that's where we headed, and next thing I know, we're up in the air with that bike on us, and I'm going to him, what are we doing? Looking at the stars to see what and nobody could help us because they had 3 on a bike, and nobody could get off, and the kid
Right.
that was in the sled was trying to get out to help us, and finally we got up out of it, and I said, well, here we go, Lord. That's just it.
This is how we meet in the Arctic tundra. I guess I didn't think of that though. Like you have no landmarks to base your heading off of,
No,
so you'd
not
have to
really.
have GPS.
Yep.
God, yeah, it's like, does your compass even work up there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never been.
What's a
Yeah.
compass?
Yeah, right?
Satellite,
one of
bro.
those?
Antiquated technology. That's what that is.
Jinx.
Compass.
But beautiful country.
Yeah.
Really, really good people.
Yeah.
60 people on the island.
Wow.
So everybody knows everybody, and it was a good time.
Yeah, you probably developed lifelong kinships from being there. I'm
it was a really good trip, and the guys that I actually went with, they were all, good guys, but it was all I expected and then some.
Okay.
Gosh, and then
That's awesome.
it's like you get out into the expanse of something like that. I mean, the only thing I have to equate it to is West Texas. right? But the vastness is
It is, and it's just so unreal to, we would stop every once in a while, every 5-10 miles and glass things over.
Yeah.
And just getting off the four-wheeler and walking away from everything and hear dead silence.
yeah.
No airplanes.
We don't know what that's like
you know,
anymore.
no, you don't hear.
I know what it sound like for me. It
I
sound
know,
like.
the only thing you hear is that ringing in your ears.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
You have it too, huh? Yep. There is no such thing as silence anymore. Is that it? Muskox or are there other game?
Caribou, wolf.
Okay.
I was out. This is kind of a cute story here. I was.
I asked for one thing. That's all.
Josh wants a picture of the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yep.
all you wanted.
That's all I wanted.
Yep. So I go out the first night, and it's a little overcast, and it's 1-2 o'clock in the morning, probably. Just out walking around and looking, and I was looking up the knoll there, and I kept seeing this light going like that, and I stood there a few minutes, and I said, "That's the airport, you idiot." That's a beacon going around on the airport.
Wait,
Now,
that's
not
really
it.
what it was? Okay.
It was.
Did you go ahead and take a picture of it and send it to him and say,
There you
look,
go.
look what I did?
So the next morning, we got there. Well, when we got there was kind of a mix-up on the dates, which really didn't matter. And the elder of the tribe was up north caribou hunting. So the place that we were supposed to be staying at was taken, so they moved us right into his house.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So there we are. We're in his house for 2 days till things opened up a little bit. And I said, well, I was out last night. We were there for breakfast. They brought us breakfast in. And I said, I went out to look at the Northern Lights, and there's a young girl there, about 14 years old. And I said, when's the best time to see them? She says, I want to show you something. So she goes over, and she gets her grandfather's phone out, and she comes over and shows me a picture of a polar bear. I said, oh, that's a nice one. She says, yeah, 10.5 footer, she goes. And I said, beautiful. I said, where'd you get that? She says, the front porch.
He comes in for the breakfast scraps every morning.
Hey, guess what? This guy didn't go out and look for the lights.
No, guess not. Oh, my God.
that would have been enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that night sky up there has just got to be a whole new,
It's just unbelievable,
no light
You
intrusion.
They walk down and they pull the water out of the bay, and
Oh.
they drink the water out of the bay.
Yeah.
They run it through a little purifier, and it's ice cold, and it's just
Whole different existence.
yeah.
What's the daylight and nighttime?
It was about 50-50 when we got there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But like they said, a month before that, 11, 12, 14 hours.
Yeah.
Straight. Yeah.
Those people are adapted to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they'll go through summer, right? No, winter, and have no light.
I have 2 months of no light at all.
that's and then in summertime daylight. for
Daylight till
almost-
3, 4 o'clock in the
That's
morning.
got to be tough.
Yeah.
And here we are bitching about daylight savings
Yeah,
times when
it's
it
not
comes
tough to
around.
them though because that's their life.
Yeah,
That's like
they don't know any different.
No, it's normal.
So you made it back, and the shop is still intact. Everything's good to go.
Yeah. Caleb has stepped up. I think he shortchanges himself a little bit. He's doing a really good
That's
job.
just being humble.
Yeah, and
Nothing wrong with that.
Which is better than the other.
You're just getting that because we're on a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
just so you know.
Just buttering me up.
I think it's been a good chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
It's been great.
Man, I couldn't ask for a better 100th episode.
No, this is literally the one we've been waiting on.
Yes.
And what a
Yeah.
better occasion for the 100th.
So quick question for you guys.
Okay.
How did this all become like
Drinking and thinking.
drinking and thinking?
Yep.
Drinking and thinking.
Yeah, but it started out as 2017, right?
Yep.
Okay, it started out as
Yeah.
a reason to get together once a month to drink
Smoke cigars, drink, and do little
and
stocks.
invest in stock market.
Me
which-
and Doc sitting around a campfire may have been drunk.
Maybe.
This is where it
Slightly.
came from. Yeah.
Very slightly.
They call.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. I think it was you. You
was
called me.
both.
You're like, "Hey,
No,
bro,
we
you're a whiskey bro now."
No,
I'm
yeah,
like,
we were
What
at
is
his
that?
at his rental house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it's weird. I
He's
remember
like,
the exact time.
you're a whiskey bro now. I'm like, what the hell is a whiskey bro? Do you want to start from the beginning here? Did I miss something?
Yeah.
And
'cause
and
the
I didn't even like
podcast-
whiskey at the time.
No, he wasn't even a whiskey drinker. But what was weird is the podcast wasn't even in our brain at all. It was literally we wanted to get together and drink whiskey, smoke cigars, and do some stocks. And that's kind of how we started. And then it just kind of rolled in.
We
and
sucked
then-
at stocks.
Yeah, we
Sucked,
Yeah.
sucked
We
at
didn't get
stocks.
rich if
We,
you,
we
hadn't
learned
noticed
that
that.
wasn't going to go anywhere fast.
If we did, we'd have blown it all on red meat and
Yes, we would.
Firearms.
and firearms.
Wait a minute.
and
We might have.
whiskey.
We
That might have
done
been the
that.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been. But
That is the problem. We did sell out of our stocks and we all bought guns.
Yep.
But it was just
It's a
a
good
kind of
investment.
and Chance had a bunch or the majority of this stuff from those band days. So and you know that's when we kind of started listening to Rogan and stuff like that, and we was like, man, we got all this shit. Why can't we do it?
We did it.
So that's why I said there's 5. This is our 100th, but it's really about our 105th. But there's 5 of them in the vault.
that are not for public ears.
Yeah, people are not going to hear those.
We did. I mean, if they want to pay us, we'll
that'll
keep
be
it
the
out.
only way we dig them out
Yeah,
of the
all
vault.
right.
We have like an OnlyFans for Vault episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
It's not.
Definitely a besmirching of our name.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we were like,
anybody that knows us.
yeah, if our moms hear this,
Moms?
yeah,
We can't go home.
Yeah.
Not even moms, just like friends.
yeah, just normal people that know us. Yeah, we can't let that out.
So, guys, just a friendly reminder: if you would like a free meal on Thanksgiving Day,
Yeah, for sure.
Come work.
please, you know,
Okay.
you don't have to be in need. You just,
Perhaps this is the Thanksgiving I finally get there to do it.
you know, and just make
it
Well,
happen.
we'll put it in stamp. The Whiskey Bros will be there.
Shall.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. There it is. It's official now because it's
official 'cause it's on air.
recorded on air and it's out.
That's right.
Okay. Now I'm obligated.
Now you're obligated.
That's fine.
That's right.
That's fine.
I don't know that shop can hold us.
Well,
together.
it's had 2 of us.
Yeah, I mean, but it's tight. You
and
know?
we didn't cut our
That's-
fingers off last time me and you were there.
No, we
so-
didn't.
Did,
We
cut-
didn't.
did somebody cut their finger off?
No, we were just back there cutting
Oh.
turkey. And
We just stand
we
there and
survived.
everybody moves around us. You
Nah,
know,
we try to
that's-
keep all sharp objects out of those two's hands at all times.
Do y'all have the chainmail gloves? Have you ever used those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they get like fatty and slimy and they get tough to hold on to things. So
Make
I,
it-
We
They
just
make
had
it
we just had
screw
regular
gloves.
gloves
They
on.
make your
yeah.
hands
Yeah.
raw too.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it was great. And maybe we can help with the smoking of the prior too.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, is my smoke? No, my smoker's
We-
it's still in the barn.
So that's another thing we have to stamp is now we have to get our smokers up to par.
Like, we want new tires. We got to get that so we
New
can
tires, new
roadworthy.
grates. Yeah, we got to get some
Well, what was-
work done to them.
It wasn't last year, was it?
What's that?
The year before, we actually borrowed your guys' smoker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's
the
what
year
I was
before.
saying.
Yeah.
Is it still
Yeah.
there? But remember, it's
No,
in the
it's-
barn
it's
because it's
back.
got 2 flat
No,
tires.
you came and
No.
got
No,
Fourth of July. You came and got it.
Yeah.
Was it the 4th of July? That's some bizarre.
Yeah, we had it forever up there.
Yeah.
What the 4th of July? One random ass day.
There's
I don't
no
know. Come
telling.
get my smoker now. I probably thought we were going to use it, and then I remembered. Oh, it's
It was
July.
115.
No thanks. How do you guys say July,
July.
What?
July.
Caleb?
Yeah, you're the
I
closest.
sort of
Texan.
agree with them.
How do you say it? Put it.
July.
Get in the mic and say it again.
July.
Yeah, Lynn.
Yankees.
July.
July. There you go.
I think you might be exaggerating a little bit. But we thank you. Thank you.
He's listened to that episode before.
I was listening to a George Strait song the other day. I mean, the King, George Strait, even says July mornings. I'm like, you can't dispute that.
I don't know if he's the king, but whatever.
He's king country, bro.
I don't know about that.
He's king country. We're not going to get into that argument tonight.
Yeah, we'll go
gonna,
down that rabbit hole
We're going to
later.
wrap this thing up. So,
Yeah.
guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks
Heck
for
yeah.
being a
That's
part
great.
of the
Oh,
episode.
thanks for having us,
Like,
guys.
it's a blessing to be your customers, but
Yep.
it's an even bigger blessing to be your friends.
For sure.
That means more to any of us than anything.
You bet.
But also, keep the red meat plentiful, please.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And we,
Appreciate it.
and we will see you Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
We're coming, all of us.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, well,
also
no, because I'm
true.
coming to get some of them goddamn pork moves.
They're oink moves.
Oink moves.
Go get your
Jesus.
oink moves while they
Sound
last.
amazing. Yeah.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Adios.
been listening to the Whiskey Bros Around the Table. Gracias por convivir con los hermanos Whisky.